Hey chat, how's it going today? Okay, this is not a real stream. We had a few issues yesterday on top of the issues that we had on Thursday. So this is more of a troubleshooting than it is anything else. Allow me to explain. Rather than record the stream and then upload that to YouTube, we have been co-streaming, multi-streaming to Twitch and to YouTube. Should not be that complicated. Except I also decided to use Source Record as a plugin to see whether or not we could then have the two separate feeds record each other so that we could properly make other shorts, clips, whatever it may be after the fact. And chat, that broke OBS last time. So instead of playing through Black Mirror like right now, we are going to just test out how recording works. I've fiddled with the settings, chat. I fiddled with it. I've tried to change it a bit. So now we're going to see whether or not we can either get OBS to crash, in which case, you know, we'll continue to troubleshoot, or it'll just work. In which case then excellent. Then we don't have to worry about it anymore. So in the meantime, while we're just letting things do its thing in the background to see if my computer can handle whatever crazy banana settings that I've decided we need. I'm not recording it in 4K. I'll promise you that. You don't need to see my dopey face in 4K. No, that's not what we've done here. But anyway, let's do this then. Let's actually take a look at our Shadow of the Tomb Raider pitch deck, because we didn't get a chance to do that. All right, here, I'm gonna hide my dopey face for a second. And so this is the final pitch that we've created for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. We streamed this throughout most of September, and I think we tell a really compelling story in this. And it's mainly that we're telling we're helping people understand our vision as it relates to pushing Laura to her limit. Now, what's interesting is that we've actually afterward looked up what are the reviews for these games. We weren't going to do it during, but we've done it after. Tomb Raider Original did great. We didn't look up sales numbers. But it, like, I think it was like 89, something like very high 80s on OpenCritic. Rise of the Tomb Raider, similar. Really high in terms of having critically acclaimed. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, not that good. I think it was high 60s in OpenCritic. We'll go back and check it. But there was this clear progression. Like the thing is, this could have just been the slide, and we could have put in like an infographic here. Oh, you can't see it now. An infographic of like OpenCritic or Metacritic score and sales. In fact, maybe we should still do that. If we have time, we'll do that. And then this would be like projected. Like, what do we think this is going to be? And this one slide would do it. This is all you would need. And then everything else is like, why is this one going to be different? Well, it's going to be because of all the other slides that we have. But honestly, if you just had this as an infographic, you'd be fine. Now here's the other interesting point to all of this. You actually have to expect diminishing returns. So you actually have to expect diminishing returns. So what do I mean by that? Because we're telling this story, and it is a trilogy, it's a narrative. Each time you go, you're not going to get anyone back. You're not going to get new people to the story, especially in the way that it's been designed. If you were to look at this from a Mass Effect trilogy perspective, Mass Effect 1 did great. Mass Effect 2, everyone loved. And more people played Mass Effect 2 than played Mass Effect 1. And then Mass Effect 3, chat, I love the game. I know everyone did not love that game. So, but with Tomb Raider, your population of people who are playing it is going down. So the sales that you're getting in Tomb Raider #1 is not going to be the same for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And it's actually because they're not doing anything to help anyone understand what is happening in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They are so deep into this lore, they explain nothing. And chat, I didn't remember anything that happened in Rise of the Tomb Raider. And it showed. Because I didn't know who Trinity was. I actually don't even know. Like, is Rourke in the other games? Maybe. I don't know. But anyway. Okay, what else is happening? So this could have just been its own thing, its own slide. But we went one more. We didn't define this like we said that we were going to. But it was, how do we explain what is essentially the most fun part of this game? And that is the rope and grapple. This is what makes Shadow of the Tomb Raider more fun than anything else that we've done in the original two. It's the rope and grapple. This is going to be the thing that everyone talks about, and we know that's the case because it shows up in each of the game mechanic loops. Shows up in puzzles, it shows up as part of exploration, and we even use it in combat. And they were so excited about it. It's a story-driven element. Like, it's not even just something that you maybe unlock, like the lure trap. It's like, no, we need them to play this. They need to have the ability to shoot a rope and pull someone up into the canopy. And honestly, it's so much fun. And then the other one is swimming. And again, we were doing this more to build a compelling slide to explain how to use signposting. So this one, I mean, this is maybe an appendix slide, especially because I think that there was swimming in other games, because I remember there being like a respirator. Isn't there a respirator in the second game? Okay, outfits. So we've designed this slide to explain personalization and how outfits actually change the game. So this in and of itself is a fun new mechanic. Because like depending on what you're wearing, like you can go walking around the village and no one's gonna bother you. But if you were walking around like a little army person, you're not even allowed. Everyone would riot against you. They'd know you're an outsider. The other one that we did not do, missed opportunity, is like showing like the fun, like originals, like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider 2, or Tomb Raider Anniversary, fun outfits that you could also wear in all of its polygon glory. Also would have been like a cool way of selling the vision, of showing someone like, what are we doing? And it kind of makes sense too, right? Like, this is the end of the trilogy. It's like, this is for the fans. We know that the people who haven't stuck it out for the other two games, they're not coming in for this one. So this is for the people who love the game. All right. What do we got next? What do we got next? Oh, and then narrative. So chat, this is actually a really tricky one. How do we explain what this game is about? Now, we've stolen the sort of like, I don't like paint swash kind of imagery that you find in your skill trees and along the environment as you're sort of going around and exploring places and jumping up ledges. So we actually use that as a motif for how this story is coming together. But yeah, chat, this is actually the weakest part of the game. It's really hard to explain the narrative as a means to actually get people to be excited about this. And that's what I've tried to do here. Like, try to make people excited about, yeah. Oh, this sounds intense. And actually, I think that there are other ways of maybe doing this that might create a bit more excitement or sell things differently. I almost think that this one could have leveraged other best practices in other industries around, like, how do you like query a novel. I think that that's maybe a similar type of approach that you could take to sell this narrative, because there is lore that extends well beyond what is in this game and what we're going to tell anyone. And then it might even show up from, so the other thing is, like, there's an entire Tomb Raider wiki where we're looking up what happened to Lara's mom and how that drove Lara's dad into this path of obsession. Like, there is so much here. While we were playing the game, we're like, did they have this planned? I guess that they did. Like, they definitely kept building on it. They didn't retcon anything, or at least when fans write about it, they get how it's interconnected. I did not. Okay, what else do we got? Oh, and then keeping them engaged. So this is really our final slide. Like, this is the how are we going to generate excitement for this game beyond just the story? And that's the challenge tombs. So the fun things that you just unlock through exploration and being curious. The DLC that we had access to, but we just didn't do it. That there was a new game plus. I mean, like, that's not a new novel concept. But you know, it's there. They made the active point of building it in. And then also there was a photo contest. Now, we could only build this based on what we know from playing the game. I looked this up afterward, and this was actually like a sponsored NVIDIA, or I guess co-branded NVIDIA contest. So that's actually pretty interesting. And then yeah, we have our appendix, And in our appendix, what did we put? Oh, just that we made this up. You will notice we didn't add any logos except for Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix here at the bottom on your main page. We don't have it on any of the other ones, so you don't need it. In fact, the goal is that if you could look at any one of these slides, you'd go, oh, yeah. This is like so Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is maybe the only one that feels a little too generic. I mean, we were stealing the skills tree kind of imagery. So I'd understand somebody saying, oh, I could see it, but you know, it's not very Shadow of the Tomb Raider. But we tried to keep to the theme of Shadow of the Tomb Raider so that you don't need logos at the bottom to explain where are we, where do we work. So yeah, chat. That is our Shadow of the Tomb Raider pitch. And I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, we could probably do another one, which is we could take a look at where we are currently. Boop, boop, boop. In Black Mirror. Okay. So this is what we're doing for Black Mirror right now. And then after this, we're going to try launching the game because I think that that's what broke the stream. So far, we have no drop frames. Things seem to be okay. We'll see, chat. We'll see. Okay. We're still working on this one. We were really excited last night because we settled on our font being Garamond. And then it turned out that they're using at least a variant of Garamond as the font for the manual. Then we went and we built sort of like that opening pitch slide of what do we think this game is about. And also this is all in a 4:3 aspect ratio because the game came out in 2003. They wouldn't have done it widescreen. It's very weird designing in a 4:3 aspect ratio though. Very different. If you have not seen Duarte's slide docs before, I highly recommend it. It is a phenomenal resource for helping to think about your design and how you could do layouts in a way that is like, this is not a death by PowerPoint. Like, chat, this isn't a training document. We're not training anyone on this. We're conveying information, and we're especially conveying it in a way where we're giving it to them ahead of time. And then when we're walking into the meeting, we're discussing it. So we're like legitimately building a brief. So if you're thinking that this is like what good slides would look like for training purposes, no. No, we wouldn't even have half this much text. We would have a few headlines and concepts and a ton of stuff in the notes. Okay. Oh, that was it, Pat. I didn't want to do this, but I actually think that this might have been part of their pitch. They have terrible colors, or at least I've pulled out terrible colors. Like we got the oranges and the yellow and then browns. Like these are, like, what other colors are you using from this? So these are terrible colors for this. But we're going to go, I don't know. Different colors? No. You know what we could do? And this is maybe inspired by this dumb background image. We could do something where it's just very minimal and grayscale. Just a lot of grays. We'll see. Okay, so here's what here's just something. Here's just something for reference. Let's see. Let's open a new window. Over here. A lot of things open. Okay, we're gonna go to pexels.com. If you've not seen this before, this is a fantastic resource for stock photos. And the majority of them are CC0. So they're either in the public domain. Some of them are by attribution. We'll find out when we look for them. And what we could do is look for an interesting hassle. This seems nice, but actually it's too nice. This is very gothic-y. We could download this. Let's actually open it and see what it says in terms of details. This is a bit spooky. This is really spooky. Let's get this one too. Okay, we got both. Let's see here. This is free to use. This one, free to use. More info. I was hoping they would say what the So the thing is, chat, we could always do a little attribution. And the other thing is, as a best practice, copy in the link and just pop that into your notes. So you could always go back to it. And then you could also do a little source credit at the bottom. Even if you don't have to, it's polite to do it. Okay, downloads. Grab these, pop them over here. And we're going to see what we can do with these. Let's also make sure that we're grabbing this one. Okay, we got both. Depending on which one we end up choosing. What are we going to do? One might be too busy. I'm going to pop it over here. And we're going to take this one to start. Let's see if this is going to work. So using this as inspiration, we could come over here. Let's do picture format. We do it through coloring already. Pretty good. And then let's format picture. Transparency. More transparent. More transparent. Super transparent. Super transparent. 62. Is this distracting, chat? Let's grab our let's pop it to the bottom here and see what happens. Honestly, it is. I mean, we mimicked it. We can make this not transparent so that it's less annoying. Send it back. But chat, this is why we never do this. Don't put an image here. Like we did it with the Tomb Raider one. Like that's fine. We had our little hero image, but it was there as part of like the what we're talking about. This just feels like I'm putting an image back here just for reasons. I mean, this is the equivalent of doing this. Chat, never do this. This is a mistake. That's a huge mistake. All right. Okay. The last piece is, let's see if we can get Black Mirror to run without it crashing OBS. We've been doing pretty good so far. Computer is not chugging. Now we're going to see what happens when we run the game. In chat, I'm worried that it broke it again. I'm worried Black Mirror is the thing that's breaking OBS. Oh, it says, yeah, OBS crashed. Yep. I think we're still streaming. Are we? Okay, we're gonna count. Okay, did we do it? Did that work? Did we get it back in time? So yeah, chat. Okay, that didn't go well. We're gonna go into our squish mode and we're gonna try launching Black Mirror again. I'm actually worried that the biggest issue is every time I launch it, it's my screen is changing resolutions, and I think that that's breaking it. I think that's breaking it. We're gonna find out. Go to squish, so it's the right aspect ratio for you, and we're gonna try launching it again. Oh no, I think it crashed again. So this is really interesting. So my audio is frozen on OBS right now. I wonder how we're gonna get this to work. Because, all right, if I swap back out of this, do we have our crash report? Our crash report's back. Interesting. I think we're gonna have to look at the crash report. Okay. Chat, unfortunately, the stream ends when OBS crashes, and we tried to save it. I don't know if it's gonna work this time. But we're gonna try and fix this, and then